Today, a lot of people are killing their traffic and their revenue because in 2026, everyone can create a website easily in a fast way, create tons of SEO web pages. I'm SEO, I've been SEO consultant since 2021. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what are the 5 mistakes that you should avoid and what to do instead in order to grow your traffic and your revenue. The first thing you need to know is that now Google has to follow new rules, stricter rules actually, because as everyone is capable of creating a new website in 2 days, dozens of SEO pages in some days too, it costs it a lot of money to just review this page, review these pages, actually index these pages too, etc. So I will tell you exactly what you need to do in order to not finish in the shitty website category of Google. The first problem I see often is the I start SEO like a dumb mistake. If your website is new, you need to know that you are probably already in the new website pattern of Google, and Google wants to identify quickly the new websites because for Google these new websites could be made only for SEO and will do shitty content. So if I was Google, if I see a new website aged for 2 months, for example, that starts to publish dozens of SEO pages every day without having any branding signals or things like that, it will be weird. So what I recommend to you is to create 1 page per day maximum, unless you're a real brand or your website is aged more than 1 year, etc. The next mistake is actually not setting EEAT elements on your website before publishing. So EEAT is about what brings trust from your website to Google, what on-page elements you can have and off-page too. But I will give you simple things to integrate right now in your website. The first one will be the author card. You may have saw this already, but in some blog articles of specific websites, at the bottom of the articles you have this kind of card saying written by blah blah blah, expert in na na na, with a link to the LinkedIn, for example, or a web profile showing authority of the author. And that's all that you want to do. When you do that, you're just 1 step away from precising in your structured data, so in the code of your web page, who is the author, what's his job, etc. So be sure to do that, because that's a real gap between classic shitty SEO website and real brands websites. Also make sure to have some elements that all the real brands have on their websites. So for example, the legal pages at the bottom of each pages. Also you can have a dedicated pages in your header, for example, about our story or things like that. This is really great. The third mistake I often see is people wanting to do everything all at once. You don't need to start by doing a very complex technical audit of your website. Actually, 90% of the websites never need that kind of thing. What you need to do is first find relevant SEO keywords to target, and then target them one by one by optimizing existing pages on your website or creating new ones. Today you can do this very easily thanks to tools like Chat SEO, for example. Those are AI that will just pull the data from your website, understand your business model, and tell you exactly which keywords you should target and how to do it. The fourth mistake I often see too is just someone who will say, okay, I will copy this well-known competitor and I will target the same keywords as he does. And this won't work 90% of the time because these competitors is often way more authoritative in the topic. So he can target actually keywords that are very business oriented but very competitive, and you're just a new website and you will never achieve to rank on these keywords before some years. So don't do that. What you need to do instead is actually using Chat SEO or a similar tool that will take your business context again, text your current authority and tell you exactly which keywords you should target now, because if you create new pages every day but none of them rank on Google, that's quite a problem. And the last mistake I often see is not working your topical authority. This notion of authority is really important in SEO, and it's way more difficult to build a global authority on a big topic, a big general topic. What I suggest you to do is focus yourself on a really precise topic, because in that way you will become the king of this topic very quickly. You will create all the articles quickly that you need to publish, and in that way it will be way more powerful than just trying to do everything all at once.